Hello everybody, how's everybody doing today? We are here for the season recap and off-season preview of the Villanova Dynasty season number 4. Alright, here is our schedule on the season. We started out with a game at home against Utah. We barely won this game, 67-65 in overtime. Utah did not end up being a very good team. They were 3-9 on the season. Then Penn State we played, and we beat them by a field goal. We were at home in this game as well. They ended up number 15 in the country. We ended at 14 in the country, so not a bad victory. Not a bad victory at all. Then we would take on number 1, Miami. The number 1 they ended up being. They were number 3 at the time that we took them on. We lost the game by a touchdown and a heartbreaker. We actually held the lead for a little bit in this game, ended up losing it. But they ended up the top team in the nation, so obviously they were the national champs. We beat Navy 35-20 in our first American Conference game. Then we went at Tulane, beat them 52-24. They're both bowl-eligible teams, as well as USF, who we shellacked 56-35. So Tulane and USF we made very quick work of. Navy we made pretty quick work of them as well. Over 15-point victories in every single one of those games, and they're all bowl-eligible teams. Then we beat Memphis 31-3. They're 3-9. They're not a very good team. Cincinnati, who we've always had trouble with, we came out this season and we spanked them 31-10. They were also a bowl-eligible team. UCF, also bowl-eligible at 6-6, though a lower-level one. We shellacked them 49-24. Had a very tough rivalry game with Temple, winning that game in the end by 4 points. It was an exciting game on the road at Temple in the battle for Philadelphia, and we were able to come out on top. Then an extremely disappointing loss here at the end of the season to UConn at home. UConn in the final drive of the game getting a game-winning touchdown. They played us tough last season with their quarterback, Pogrom, and they were able to come out on top with Pogrom this year against us. Then we had a bye, and then we faced ECU, who also gave us a tough time. Vasu had a very bad stretch of games from Connecticut to ECU to our conference title game, in which he was not the best either, but Malik Dupree really carried us through these 3 games right here against UConn, ECU, and Houston in the American Conference Championship. They ended up ranked number 21. We beat them by a field goal after having a huge lead against them. Then we face Georgia Tech in that option offense in the bowl game, and as you guys all saw the other day, a fantastic game for our defense after the first few drives. The first few drives for Georgia Tech were looking pretty scary, and Mark Ferrante had no answer for the option, but he quickly figured it out, and we ended up beating them. It's a combined opponent record of 88-77, so a pretty good strength of schedule. And we went 12-2 in that time. On to the top 25 polls. Obviously, as you can see from the poll here, the Miami Hurricanes lost? What? They lost the national title to number 2 Ohio State. 35-34. So they actually lost, and they're number 1 somehow still. That's kind of strange. It's weird. But TCU ranked at number 2. Ohio State ranked at number 3. Let's continue on. Wow, Florida State 9-4, and they're still in the top 10, as well as Tennessee, as well as Auburn. So a bunch of 9-4 teams in the top 15 here. Florida 8-4, they're number 13. So I think what that tells you is we need to move on to a tougher conference, as the SEC and ACC bias here with Auburn, Tennessee, and Florida in the SEC, and then Florida State in the ACC. Just getting those higher rankings over us when we beat teams like Penn State this year and Houston, who somehow is also ranked at 9-5. Louisville at 8-5, Northwestern at 9-5. So interesting. Hawaii gets in there ranked, and Rice. Cool. On to the conference standings now we're taking a look at, and we'll look at our side first, the American East. We beat every one of these teams with the exception of UConn. So we beat Cincinnati, we beat USF, UCF, Temple, and ECU. We did not get the better of UConn. They only won 2 conference games, and we were one of them. But we were 9-1 total in the conference, as we did beat the teams we played on the other half here, Navy and Tulane. We were able to take care of them, as well as Memphis. So as you can see there, we'll also take a look at the other conferences, starting with the Big 12. Here's Texas. They finished on top of the Big 12 along with TCU. The Big 10 has Ohio State and Penn State on the top of that conference. If you guys want to look at anything else, you guys can, of course, pause the video. Conference USA, Western Kentucky at the top there with Rice and Mid-Tennessee State. Western Kentucky not even ranked, and they're 11-2. Independence, Notre Dame had a very bad season this year as a 97 overall. That's strange. MAC Conference, you got Central Michigan, Western Michigan, and Ohio at the top of that conference. Mountain West, Hawaii, Utah State, Wyoming, and New Mexico did pretty well within conference this year. A lot of decent teams out there. These teams will definitely be in bowl games. Pac-12, USC, Oregon, Washington, Stanford, all with double-digit wins. Sorry, V-Dub, Cal didn't do that well. The SEC, Georgia, the only one with double-digit wins in the SEC this season. Sun Belt is Texas State. And finally, the ACC, obviously, Miami was incredible this season. There's Virginia Tech, Clemson. You guys have already seen this, but Malik Dupree has taken home the Heisman as a junior. He had a fantastic season, capping it off with a 161-yard, 4-touchdown game against Georgia Tech. Amazing season for him. But other people in the running, Dontrell Hilliard of Tulane, Travis Johnson of Oregon, John Urzua of Mid-Tennessee State, and Trevor Spates of Stanford. All of these guys are seniors, so they will not be his competition next year if he so chooses to stay. All-Americans, All-NCAA first-team All-American Malik Dupree. Somehow right below Hilliard. I don't know. This man is the Heisman winner. He should be up here. But a tiny complaint, as he is a first-team All-American. Joey Blair, the JUCO sophomore last year, who is now a junior, was able to make the list at corner. So, he had a great season as well. Both of our safeties, senior Corey Stevens and freshman Adam Sanders, make the list here. Gabe Capps. Anybody remember Gabe Capps? Gabe Capps makes the list as return man of the year for Rice. There will be a little recap at the end of this video for where your old recruits who went to other teams, how they're doing. Second team All-Americans. Let's see, anybody here on the second team that we should be aware of? I'm not seeing anybody. Nah, nothing good there. Freshman All-Americans. I believe Ben Gordon is one of your guys out there. And he has made it for Stanford. Congratulations, whoever created Ben Gordon. Adam Sanders, of course, makes it as he made the All-NCAA first team. And that into the look at championship contenders. We were 14 this season, projected to be 17 next season, and then number 2 for 2018 and 2019. So a good outlook for championship contenders for Villanova. Though it's very possible we could be moving conferences. Award winners for the season. The Maxwell goes to Travis Johnson, where Malik Dupree will lose that one, unfortunately. Vasu also on the list. The Walter Camp goes to Hilliard over Malik Dupree. That is very tough to believe. Let's see, what did he do? 23, 44 yards, 32 touchdowns. This man had 2119 yards and 491 through the air with 30 total. So, yeah, I guess they took the pure running back in this one. Travis Johnson is a quarterback. This is very weird. Vasu, of course, not on the list there. The Bednarik, for the first time in a while, doesn't go to a Villanova player, as Blair was the closest one to it with 7 sacks, a forced fumble, 3 interceptions. Nice. But we also had Sanders on the list, 2 interceptions. We also had Hansford, who had 16 tackles for loss. We also had Corey Stevens, who had 1 pick and 6 tackles for loss. And we had Jesse Robertson with 4 interceptions. The Nagurski goes to Marlon Davidson of Auburn. There is Joey Blair in 3rd place. The O'Brien goes to Evan Sheriffs. I'm just trying to see if... There's Vasu at number 11. So, respect for Vasu. The Walker is lost by Dupree to Hilliard. I can't fathom why that would be, but this man won the Heisman Trophy. But whatever. The Bletnikoff. Nobody that we're going to have in there. Ooh, Travis George. Holy crap. All right, I'll take it. Travis George is in there with 691 yards, 9 touchdowns on the season. The Mackey, J.D. Hernandez, makes it on the list at number 8, 431 and 5 touchdowns. Wanted to get him going a little bit more, but Vasu had a bad stretch of games. Otherwise, he would have been a little bit higher as well in his respective award. We don't win the Outland or the Remington. No chance there. Lombardi, we also had no chance. Best linebacker, Hansford, makes it at number 7, despite not having any sacks or forced fumbles, really. Joey Blair wins the Thorpe. Sanders also on there. Robertson also on there. Stevens also on there. And Palmer also on there. Palmer had a down year, only 5 sacks for him this season. The Groza to Thibodeau. Coker didn't make the Groza. The guy, Ryan Bryan, actually made the list for the Guy Award with only 7 punts on the season, a 37 net average, a long of 55, and 1 downed inside the 20 out of 7 punts. I don't know. These guys punted so many times. We barely punted this season. Best return man is Malik Dupree with 904 kick return yards with a touchdown and 479 punt return yards and a touchdown. Right ahead of Gabe Capps. So Gabe Capps might have took the All-American, but Malik Dupree wins the award. Fantastic. We'll also take a look here at the bowl games. I'm not going to call everyone out, but of course I will call some out. Utah State winning a bowl game. We are, of course, going to look at our conference. Navy loses, so we're 0-1 in bowl games. There's Tulane. They lose as well. 0-2 in bowl games for the American Conference. Hawaii loses there. Rice wins their bowl game. What else we got? Louisville loses to Troy. That's pretty shocking. Clemson beats Cincinnati, so we're 0-3 in bowl games. Wisconsin beats Houston. We are 0-4 in bowl games as a conference. We are the only ones that won so far. Our conference goes 1-4 in bowl games. Alabama, of course, wins theirs. Michigan over Arkansas. Penn State over Florida. Rose Bowl, Texas over Georgia. Florida State over Oregon for the Fiesta. Sugar Bowl, TCU over USC. The Orange, Tennessee over Mid-Tennessee State. USF wins. There we go. So our conference goes 2-4 in bowl games total. And Ohio State by 1 point over Miami. I kind of want to take a look in here and just see what happened here. Miami had a 17-14 lead. Let's see. It was Miami. So it was a 14-0 lead. Then 14-7. Okay, then 17-7. Then it went 17-14 at the half. Then Ohio State took the lead 21-17. Miami took it back 24-21. Miami went up 31-21. Ohio State scored 2 TDs to make it 35, and somehow Miami goes for a field goal with 22 seconds left. I don't know why they would do that. This makes no sense. You're losing the game 31-35. And you go for a field goal with 22 seconds to go in the fourth quarter? Wow. EA logic, I guess. All right, finally, the last thing that we will do for our season recap is we will look at our stats on the season. Vasu Sharma, 194 out of 267 for 2,900 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. 208 yards a game. He was 72% on the season. Took 22 sacks. Wilson had 10 out of 14 for 225, a touchdown, and no interceptions. For our backup quarterback, the true sophomore. He'll definitely at least get a chance when Vasu is gone, but Vasu's got another couple years left, we hope. Rushing, it is Malik Dupree with 2,119 yards, 26 touchdowns on the ground. I want to see how many he only had 6 broken tackles on the year, but he had 8 runs of over 20 yards or more and 517 yards after first contact. Aaron Lane, the true freshman backup, who we hope will definitely take over very well for Malik Dupree, had 336 yards, 5 touchdowns in his backup/mop-up duty. Only 1 run of 20-plus yards. Vasu also had a run of 20-plus yards. 304 yards, 7 touchdowns. That includes sacks with this 80 attempts. I don't know why the game does that, but they do. He had more broken tackles than Malik Dupree. That's crazy. Receiving, it was Travis George leading the receptions. Malik Dupree was second. Hernandez third. Todd Gray fourth. Covington and Gates tied for 5th, and the true freshman Carlton got his fair share of catches, as well as Aaron Lane. Now looking here, the yardage, Travis George, 691 yards, Todd Gray, 525, Dupree, 491, Hernandez, 431, Covington, 406, and Gates only 333. Carlton had 138 and Lane 126. Everybody had touchdowns, including Lane. Hayes is the backup tight end. We really weren't trying to throw to him. He just happened to get wide open that one play. 2 touchdowns for Carlton, 5 for Gates, 5 for Hernandez, 5 for Gray, 2 for Dupree, 4 for Covington, and then, of course, 9 for Travis George. Blocking, 6 pancakes by J.D. Hernandez, 5 by Travis George, 5 by the center, 4 by our left tackle, 4 by our left guard, 2 by our right tackle. It's our right guard I'm not seeing. Here he is. He had 2 as well. Todd Gray also had 2 pancakes. Giving up sacks, it was our right tackle. He gave up 7 sacks. 3 for the center and the left guard, 2 for the left tackle, and only 1 for another left guard. Wow, another left guard. So the right guard gave up nothing. Now we go defensively. 72 tackles on the season for Corey Stevens, Aaron Hanford, and Adam Sanders. Really nicely done by those guys. Tackles for loss, Hansford and Joey Blair, believe it or not. Looking at sacks, Joey Blair had 7 sacks, 5 for Mike Palmer. The corner's getting it done. 4 for Hudson, 4 for Wiley, only 4 for Corey Washington. I expected more from him. Interceptions, 4 for Jesse Robertson, who's going to get so much better next season. Joey Blair had 3. Jamal McCoy had 3. These two corners are going to be really, really good next year between McCoy and Robertson, and Joey Blair is going to make a great nickelback. 2 for Sanders, 1 for Johnson, 1 for Stevens. Deflections on the season. Sanders and Stevens had the most there at safety. Forced fumbles, we only had 3 on the whole year. McCoy, Blair, and Palmer. 1 recovery for the whole season. It was Mike Palmer. And I think he scored a touchdown off of that one. 1 touchdown all year. Looking at Coker, the kicker, 12 out of 14. He missed 2 field goals. 43 was his long. Never missed an extra point in 71 tries. Punting, there's Ryan Bryan, 37 net average, but he had a 49.8 regular average without returns. Kick return, 904 yards for a 31.1 average for Malik Dupree and a touchdown. And then punt returns, 479 yards for a 20.8 average and a touchdown. So very good returning by Malik Dupree. All right, that concludes our season recap. Now we're looking at our off-season preview, heading into season number 5 for Villanova. Okay, as we look at our offense, it appears that we don't need anything in particular on offense. On defense, we're going to be in need of a defensive tackle and an outside linebacker, so we'll see if we actually were able to sign anybody or if there's anybody we can sign that can fill that spot. Let's take a look here. We have athlete Greg Rodriguez, who we could look to put points into. He's only a JUCO. He's from Ewing, New Jersey. And he looks to be an 84 speed. Looks like he really wants to play running back, but yeah, he doesn't look like a defensive player. He doesn't really look like anybody I necessarily have to bring in, to be completely honest with you. Sean Anderson is also a JUCO from Sheffield Lake, Ohio. He's a 91 speed, and it looks like he can cover zone. He's got a little bit of play rec. He's got a little bit of tackle. He's got some pursuit. He catches a little bit. He presses pretty nicely. So he may be able to play defense for us. It's somebody we can definitely use on that side of the football. Then we have athlete Scott McKinney, and he's a 74 overall from Washington. He's an 84 speed. He's a plus 10 gem. Not many people were going after this man. He has great play recognition at 85, great man coverage, great zone coverage, very good catching. He can kick return. I mean, he can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He can play defense. It's a guy who can really do a lot of things, and he's a gem. I'd really like to bring in Scott McKinney. Then we have Gabe Singleton. We're not really trying to go after him. I don't even remember putting any points into him throughout the entire year, but he's from Florida, and he's a 90 speed receiver. Not a guy we necessarily need. Omar Smith, another receiver. This guy's from Illinois, and he's a 91 speeder as well. The only reason I pretty much kept these two guys on the board, they're quick enough. Josh Harris is a guy we can definitely use, and we kind of need him. I found him late. He's from Ohio. He is a +2. He's a 73 overall. Looking like definitely we can use him at end, maybe move somebody else over to D-tackle or something of the like. Then we have Bill Clifford. He is an athlete from Michigan, and he's an 86 speed athlete. He's got some man and zone coverage, some decent press coverage. He catches just a little bit. He looks like he more likely wants to play quarterback, which obviously we don't really need. But we'll see if we do get him what we can use him for. Kevin Johnson, a JUCO athlete from Texas. He is an 85 speeder, but this man does not look like he wants to play any defense. Pretty much just looking like a running back. I mean, obviously, he should just be a running back. I don't know why he's an athlete. I don't really see a lot of things that he can do that really impress me all that much. Probably won't put points into him. We might even get him anyway. Quentin Thompson, another guy I found late in the season. He's from California. He's a corner, a 71 overall, +4. Not a gem, but he's +4. Only 86 speed, but he's got very good man, very good zone, pretty damn good press as well. And if I need to, I can always move him to safety. Then we're looking at Cedric White. He's an athlete, a 67 overall. He does have 90 speed, and he looks like he can play some defensive things. As far as play recognition's concerned and man coverage and zone coverage, he's pretty good at those things. He doesn't really look like an offensive player at all, but we can find a spot for him on the defense. Then we have defensive end Lorenzo Smith, who I'm more and more thinking that we actually need to get him because we do need defensive ends and defensive tackles. Then we have Kelvin Davis, outside linebacker. It's another guy that we kind of need. He's a +5, 68 overall with 80 speed. We can use a guy like that. As well as Justin Workman, who is a JUCO defensive end. He is a +4 defensive end. Now, he's not as I'm not as interested in him as I am in Davis or Smith or White or some of these other guys at the top, but we will certainly try and spread our points out the best we can. We only have 6 scholarships remaining, so we can only really bring in 6 guys anyway. But guys that we have already recruited and brought in, let's take a look at them. The number 1 strong safety in the country from Danville, Kentucky, is coming to Villanova. Never scouted him, so I don't really know what he is. But he supposedly has a speed. Jared Rhodes, I'll be interested to find out what he really is. But we get the number 4 strong safety as well in Matt Harmon. He's 6'4" from South Carolina. He is an 85 speed, 85 excel. He's got 88 hit power, 78 tackling, and he's got 86 zone. He should definitely be able to help us out at safety. Then we have Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor from Chester, PA, just down the road here. And he is the number 8 strong safety in the country. He's a +4. So we got a +2 here and a +4 here. I don't know what Rhodes will be. I don't know if he's a minus or a plus, but he's supposedly the number 1 strong safety. But this man is an 89 speed with 79 tackle. Not a lot of hit power, but he jumps very well. He's got decent coverages. Look at that press, though. 97 on the press. Then we bring in the number 12 middle linebacker in the country, Aaron Allen. Now, Aaron Allen is an 84 speed middle linebacker. He's got decent tackle, decent hit power, good pursuit. He's got amazing block shedding. 87 block shed. He's got very good coverage. The guy is going to be pretty good for us, I believe, in the future. Cedric Barrett, the number 33 athlete we bring in. However, he's a +5 gem. An 82 speed guy, which doesn't excite me, I have to be completely honest. Looks like he wants to play quarterback. Not that excited about it. Okay, he looks like he can kick return. He looks like he can catch as well. Maybe he could play tight end. I don't know what he can do, but we'll have to find out what we can do with Cedric Barrett. Then we get Caleb Stevenson, a 75 overall athlete. I never scouted him. We just got him. So I really don't know what he can do. But judging from the looks of it, he's probably not going to want to play defense either. But he's got super speed. So I don't really know. We're going to have to take a look at what he can do when we get there. Trayvon Johnson we bring in. Trayvon Johnson, a halfback from Hawaii. We're bringing him in. He's a 99 speed, 99 agility, 99 acceleration, 99 stamina, 99 elusive running back that can actually catch the ball as well. This guy will be a true in the country. Then we bring in the number 16 athlete, Ryan Pierre. Ryan Pierre is a 75 overall. He's 94 speed. Looks like he could play a little bit of defense. Looks like he'd rather play wide receiver. Don't really want him for wide receiver, but if we can find a spot on the defense to fit him in, I'll be deeply interested. Then we bring in the number 2 strong safety in the country, Nathaniel House. Nathaniel House, 75 overall, 95 speed, 92 hit power, 90 zone coverage. Definitely some things we can use him for. Then we bring in Dennis Cross, a JUCO guard, 75 overall. He's +4, so he can definitely help us out, even if he is a junior. Then we bring in Dominic Johnson, a defensive end run stopper from Illinois. He's a +4 player, so he can definitely help us out. We bring in Kim Kebo at quarterback. Another reason I don't need any more quarterbacks. We didn't scout him, but we know he's good. He's one of your guys' recruits, so congratulations, Kim Kebo. DJ Murray comes to the squad from South Carolina. He's a -2 middle linebacker, but I figure maybe if we move him to the outside, he can be a little bit better. Maybe we move him to end. He looks like he's got decent block shedding. He's got good speed. He can be a speed rusher. I don't know what we do with him, but we brought him in. Aaron McLean at cornerback. He's only 88 speed. He's got way better zone than man. Might be better suited to move him to safety. Don't know. We'll see what we can do with him. We bring in kicker Bazinga Crow. Bazinga Crow will probably take a red shirt. He's from Edison, New Jersey, which is crazy. That's right down the road from me. So 5'6", 400-pound kicker Bazinga Crow. That's right, created by Parham Crow. And he will be brought in with 88 speed, 87 acceleration, 89 agility, 86 stamina, 99 kick power, and only 40 kick accuracy. So he will definitely take a shirt, and Coker will play his final season, and then he will be our starting kicker. D.D. Ware we bring in. D.D. Ware is a +2 to a 69 overall middle linebacker. Matthew Frazier is a 91 speed receiver. Morgan Perkins is a 94 speed corner, who I'm hoping we can find a way to use. And then Dante Palmer, a 68 center, +7. However, not a gem. But there you have it. That's everybody we are looking at bringing in. That's everybody we have brought in. Who do you guys think are the most important players that we need to go after? Are you guys excited for the stream? Keep in touch with me on Twitter at FranchiseGuy88 or on Discord if you are on there to determine when exactly it will be. But so far, we have the #1 recruiting class in the country, so it is super hype. We have no 5-star guys, but 12 4-star guys, 4 3-stars, 2 2-stars, and a 1-star. We've recruited 19 guys. We have 6 scholarships to give out. We'll be doing that in the offseason. We may be moving conferences as well, so you'll definitely want to come to the offseason stream for that, as well as making recruits, of course, which that will probably stop after season 6 offseason, because I plan on going about 10 seasons with this series. And if your recruit comes in season number 6, then we'll have just enough time to see him throughout his career. Okay, first up, we have quarterback Kim Kebo, and Kim Kebo chose us over the likes of Washington, UCLA, Stanford, Cal, pretty much every Pac-12 team in the nation. Up, and Ketchup went with Mid-Tennessee State, probably really early in the season, as they just blew away Cincinnati, Washington, Mississippi State, Miami. Running back Trayvon Johnson chose us over the likes of Oklahoma, USC, Michigan, some big schools and big programs here. Felix Trent chose Texas Tech over Mississippi State, over us, over Ole Miss. Fullback Matt Jones chooses NC State over Georgia Tech, over Cincinnati. Wide receiver James Erickson Jr. chooses Texas over Ohio State, over UNLV, over Colorado State, over us. Surf and Turf chooses Texas Tech over us. We really tried to get this man, but he wanted to go to Texas Tech. John Otts chooses to go to Arkansas over all the Texas schools. Tackle Marcus Biggie chooses Nebraska over BYU. Tight race there. Defensive end Ari Gold has not chosen where he wants to go yet, but it'll be between Miami and Florida State. Defensive tackle Rigoberto Ramirez is going to be going to Ohio State, who he chose over Washington. Defensive tackle Robin Bacher has chosen Penn State over the likes of Miami, Ohio. DJ Haynes is going to be going to Virginia Tech, who pretty much blew away everybody, really, to be honest. Ohio State was kind of in it, but not really. Sean Page chose Washington, and he was pretty much going to go there the entire time. Nobody else really had a shot. Cornerback Alpo Pohl, who we really tried to get. We were just as baffled as West Virginia when Pitt came out of nowhere, and Pitt able to get the commit from Alpo. Free safety Ander Brynson was pretty much going to Ohio State from the get-go, and there was no other way we were going to be able to grab him. Free safety Skinny Britches was completely 100% recruited by Ole Miss. There was no way we were going to have a shot at this man either. Cornerback / wide receiver Ste D has chosen Nebraska very widely over everyone else. There was really no chance he was going to go to Nebraska. Strong safety Nathaniel House obviously chose Villanova, so we're very happy about that. Really, nobody else was really in this race. Strong safety Jalen Hurts Jr. would not talk to us, so he was either going to go to Alabama, but he ends up going to Memphis. That's pretty strange, but congratulations to Jalen Hurts Jr. going to Memphis. Hack Sutton would not talk to us at all, and now he is not really looking to go anywhere. It's kind of strange. I wonder if he will go anywhere. We put him in this thing as a JUCO because he did not go anywhere last season, and it's very strongly possible that he goes nowhere this season. Very weird what's going on with Hack Sutton. And, of course, the icing on the cake for us, Bazinga Crow. Yes, he is our one-star recruit, but I don't really care. It is Parham Crow's kicker, Bazinga Crow, and he will be coming to Villanova. We really didn't even have to heavily recruit him that much. He just wanted to come here. That will do it for your season review and off-season recap. I will see you guys for the off-season stream. Again, guys, keep in touch with me on Twitter at FranchiseGuy88. Keep in touch with me on Discord if you are on there. If not, go ahead and shoot me a message on Twitter if you're on there, and I might be able to grab you a link to get into the Discord. Anyways, that is the best way to find out when the exact stream will be. But thank you guys for watching this. Go ahead, slap a like, hype it up in chat. We are getting ready for another off-season in Villanova. We are getting ready to head into season number 5. So hype that up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Subscribe if you are new. If you're just catching on to the series, there's still about 6 more years left. So get into it. Let's go. And I will see you guys next.